Pull up a stool and pour yourself a pint as you're about to join three intrepid drinkers, Kevin, Justin, and Mark, as they embark on another Beertastic voyage.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Beertastic Voyage. My name's Kevin.
I'm Mark.
And I'm Justin.
And we are here drinking some beers from Aslin Beer Co. out of Herndon, Virginia. These are a gift from friend of the pod, Eric Grimm.
Yes, thank you very much, Eric. He was down there, down in the area on some sort of tech conference. And,
That's not what Herndon is.
It's
that
just outside of D.C.
Okay, it's part of that, like, Beltway suburbia thing?
I believe it is.
Yeah, I think Tim and Katie Cruz lived in that town for a period.
I can't keep track of where it is. I thought everything was Tyson's Corners or something else's corners in that area. No, I know
Most of my knowledge of that area comes from the names of places on the map of Fallout 3.
There you go. I usually just go, how do I get through this neck of the... If I'm going to
Trench Falls! Hey!
How do
I know that name!
How do I avoid this place so I'm not sitting in the traffic that I left Long Island to avoid?
And typically the answer is buy a fucking helicopter.
Yeah, exactly. We've got some interesting beers from this. The first one is a Hellas Lager. Then we've also got a what is that? A Brett IPA. A what?
A BIPA.
Brett IPA. Yeah, that's a new thing that Mark's making up right now. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, we have tired silly Mark today, so you're all in for a treat.
And then the last one is an Imperial Stout that says
it's got everything.
It's a fucking kitchen sink stout.
Yeah, it's got all of it.
Threw everything.
Yeah, they were like, wait a second, we want it to be a Goza too. We're gonna throw some sea salt in there. Like we got everything. Let's do it. Let's just throw all the shit in there.
So the Hellas has a pretty interesting label on the can.
Super metal.
Yeah, but like very like early internet metal.
Yeah, it's definitely GeoCities metal.
Yeah, you know.
It's Ride the Lightning metal.
It's I was 16 in like 1992 and I wanted to make a really cool website. This is what I designed. Like there's lots of lightning letters and
there's
shit.
Copious use of the blink tag.
Yeah. Exactly. Lightning letters, bro. Fucking metal.
Yeah, and don't forget to recycle.
Recycle. Recycle.
And while the can is metal, the beer is it's a Hellas Lager for sure. It is a hazy, almost like very light IPA-ish type color. What do you get with the nose bar? Because the aroma for me is a little like I get it. It's very fruity.
Yeah, peach and
I said it looks like peach juice. Smells like
peach and white bread.
Yeah.
Yeah. The flavor is very, very light. There's not a lot of intense flavor coming through there. Like I took a sip, and by the time I'm trying to think about what it was, I'm like, oh, I think I missed it. Let me go back. So I'm gonna go back in there.
Yeah, I get a kind of a bread dough, like light bread crust type flavor. You know, it's a little bit more than white bread, but it's not really. We're not toasty, and we're definitely we haven't gotten to wheat bread.
That's white bread crust.
Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly it. Yeah. It's the crust of
Wonder bread crust.
Right. The stuff that everybody wants to cut off. This is what this is.
Bread crust.
Listen, the sponges are healthy. Okay.
Oh my God, dude, how crazy! It's barely even bread. You're basically still eating the dough. Like you can wad it up into a ball. Like if you try to take real bread, wad it into a ball, it crumbles. Like it falls apart. White bread, you could keep caking it together, and you can make a snowman out of it.
Well, I mean that was the thing.
The bread man. I don't know the next line.
That was the move. Up at summer camp, Scout summer camp.
Oh yeah,
smush the white bread flat. So that when you attempted to spread butter on it,
it didn't rip
it to shreds.
Destroy it.
Yeah, and also because the butter was always frozen.
Yeah. We have butter at negative 20 degrees, and the bread is soft as hell.
Right. You needed to heat up the butter and put it in one of those things you butter corn with in order to like have any shot at getting butter on it, like on that bread. That bread would just tear it to pieces. Fucking Yago. The only time I ate that bread was when we had tomato soup, and I dipped it in tomato soup. It's the only time I fucked with that bread at all.
Oh no, I ate like at least a slice per meal when bread was offered.
You needed to keep everything together.
Usually it was like, well, that's because it was on the table when you got there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And you're like, God damn, I'm hungry.
Yeah. My ass has been swimming.
Bread.
Yeah. Today was a swimming test. I'm really, really hungry.
Yeah, don't eat the pancakes that morning.
They weigh you down, bro. Weigh you down. You're never going to do the mile swim if you eat the pancakes.
I did the mile swim, believe it or not.
I did too.
Yeah. I mean, again, looking at you, you look like someone that in a former life, like, did the mile swim.
Yeah.
I look like the shit that people were running from while doing the mile swim.
Listen,
I rode the boat while my brother did the mile swim.
Yeah, which was the same year that I did.
Yes.
Yeah. I had my old man row the boat for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
That was fun.
Yeah, I look forward to sending my son to scout camp. Not going there.
Seeing a a 57, who would have been late 40s at that point, guy from Brooklyn, show up to summer camp, was really funny. And he's in there, when everybody breaks into song, he's like, "Where the fuck am I?
The first
what
time,
kind of weird Stepford world is this?"
Yeah.
The first time he went to stand
down.
When everyone's standing up and singing
he
Good Morning
nearly
to each
fell
other.
off the back of the bench because he was laughing so hard.
Yeah.
He couldn't believe that it actually happened.
I just hear medicine, and goes down.
Oh man, I'm resisting the urge to get into all the songs. So let's keep talking about the beer. It's the peachiness, the white bread thing. It's very refreshing, but I don't
really think it's very Hellasy.
Yeah, I feel like there's not a lot going on there. I want some kind of note of flavor to impress upon me, and I'm not really getting it. Can one of you guys refresh me on what's the style of Hellas, what it's supposed to be?
I'm working on that right now.
All right.
I definitely think that. Well, from memory.
I'm looking at the chart.
Very tired.
Have any Hellas Ba. That's a Ba. We don't want this. This would be closer to a Munich Hellas.
This is a Munich Hellas.
Right.
So we're looking at
That's not helpful.
the overall
3 of 5, right color.
It's going to be a clean, malty, gold-colored German lager with a smooth, grainy, sweet, malty flavor and soft, dry finish. Subtle, spicy, floral or herbal hops and restrained bitterness help keep balanced, malty, but not sweet, which helps make this beer a refreshing everyday drink. The only place I think that this would fall short is on the finish. I think the finish is a little sweeter and not quite as dry and refreshing as I would expect.
I think
the peachiness is out of place too.
I get it on the aroma. I don't get it in the flavor. Though I agree, on aroma it's definitely out of style.
I feel like it would benefit from more of a noble hop character in there.
Yeah,
to create that little bit of spiciness that could then be replaced with that, then be finished in that cleanness, and I think would create an overall more pleasing beverage.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, this is pretty good. I might have 2 of these. I might go with a pint to bomber. I think it's easy to drink. You can easily drink 2 and not think about it.
Yeah,
I'll go with the bomber on it.
I don't think this is a bad beer at all. Because I'm a beer judge, that's how I think of shit. So that's the only reason why I brought up the style part. It's not like if that's an important thing, although, again, if you're looking for a Munich Helles and you love Munich Helleses, this probably isn't going to be it. But I like the beer. It's going to be a pint for me, mostly because I think it'd be good on a hot summer day, but it's not. Yeah. It's not something. It's not. Munich Helles is a style that I'm going to go after anyway.
Right.
I'm going to side with Kevin and give it the bomber, but it's. I've definitely had Helleses that I've enjoyed a lot more, like the one from Neshaminy Creek.
That's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah, the Tom and End or something.
Yeah.
Tom and End, yeah.
Did we get a Hellas from that one in St. Louis, the Chestnut Hill? Was that one?
I don't remember.
Urban Chestnut?
Urban Chestnut?
I don't remember if one of those was a Hellas.
I don't remember if it was a Hellas, but it was another light German style like that I was trying to think of. So, but yeah, I think so. I think it's pretty tasty. It's a good start. Definitely a good start to a session.
It's a good beer. It's I don't want to make it seem like it's not. If there's anything wrong with it, there isn't. It's just not my thing, and I don't think it's. I think it just needs to be crisper. If it would be crisper and clean the palate a little bit more, the sweetness would be more enjoyable.
With the radio button choice of classic example of the style, and
or how about 5 check boxes? I would finish the sample. I would pay for a pint.
All right, bring me in here. Bring me in the loop, because you guys are obviously there's a joke that I'm missing.
So there's here you go.
What, have they renovated the?
No.
Well, I was referring to the bottom right.
Yeah.
Where they give you the sliding scale of
okay.
2 style.
Stylistic
flawless.
accuracy, technical merit, and intangibles. I like how the intangibles go from wonderful to lifeless.
Yeah, you know what I do sometimes? I cross out wonderful and I write Derek Jeter next to intangibles.
I like that. True. Lots of intangibles.
So what I was referring to is recently in a competition that I was in, they unearthed these old school checkbox score sheets. Like NHC uses a checkbox score sheet. These were like the first version of it, and it's like Fisher Price, my first score sheet. There's like no place to actually.
I need some of that shit.
There's actually no place to write anything, and a lot of it doesn't make any sense. And at the bottom, there's check boxes that say I would finish the sample, I would pay for a pint of this, I want the recipe, like just to like give an overall impression of how much you love the thing or don't love the thing.
Yeah.
Like, I won't drink this is not an example, not a list on there. They're all positive for the most part. So,
So I would finish the sample is the nice way of saying, well, that's all I want.
Yeah.
There you go.
And the only way to is that gonna work?
I don't think so.
Nope.
We found its limit. We were trying the Brett IPA is in a really cool like Euro style like lambic.
A 39 millimeter cap instead of the U.S. standard 36 millimeter.
Okay.
That's blasphemous. Don't say U.S. standard and millimeter in the same sentence. Yeah, this what the fuck is this bill? Marks of Civilization.
We had a chance and we never took it.
Wait, this is Marks of Civilization. Brett IPA.
Oh, just a step back.
Yes.
The Hell's Lager was Much Ado Hell's.
Oh.
Much Ado Hell's Lager. Hell's.
Oh, you found it over?
Yeah, it's on the side underneath the
Wow.
the Sweet Lightning from Sweet Lightning screensaver that they screenshotted.
Or like one of the shitty transitions from like the first version of Adobe Premiere.
Exactly.
Yo, look, the head on this is pretty sick for a Brett beer.
I didn't pour that vigorously.
I went ultra aggressive.
Smells really good.
Yeah. I mean, this looks like a milkshake IPA, like from the.
You can't see through this.
Yeah, mine might have been a little bit more
sediment.
Yeah, I got more sediment than you guys did, but
it's almost like a pineapple juice color.
Yeah, and I get a lot of pine. Actually, I get pineapple on the nose.
I get pineapple.
With like a tiny little hint of
pine.
Yeah, I get a sweet pineapple.
I get pineapple from it. I also got some dankness initially, but that seems to have blown off pretty quick.
Yeah, just a tiny bit of like, if you had handed this to me, I would say this is going to be a pithy New England IPA. That would be my guess on aroma. I don't really get enough of the funk. I get enough that I know, because I know it's there, I get a little bit, but I don't get enough that I would be like right away, and there would be an indication to me this is a Brett beer.
This is weird. This is weird for me.
Yeah. You know what's funny? You know what just occurred to me? It's a Brett IPA. So I'm waiting for funk, and it's probably the primary fermentation, which means that it's not going to be a lot of funk, more citrus.
Correct.
Right.
Not necessarily citrus, but there's probably where the pineapple's coming from.
Yeah.
It's weird. I'm staying by weird.
Yeah, I tend to like Brett IPAs, and I like this one.
To me, it tastes almost like juice that's kind of turned a little. Like I'm not getting the. I'm not getting a pleasing sensation out of it.
Yeah, I mean, I
think it needs more bitterness.
I wasn't going to go there. I was going to say I think the pithiness is as far as it can be taken. Another kind of bitterness may be helpful, but that I get building on the back of my palate. I get that that lemon pith.
Yeah, no, I've got like a weird kind of like pine soley kind of flavor going on, and
I can understand that.
I'm not digging it.
I get the same thing, but I'm into it. Like I understand exactly what you don't like, but I like it.
Yeah, something about it's not working for me.
The head is not going away. It's really like a nice layer of fine bubbles. It's like picturesque.
That's what she said.
Sorry, I had to go back. I said another sentence, so I was confused. Yes.
I didn't want to interrupt.
No, that's fine. She does. She does say that. The flavor, I'm going to say, is like if you had a pineapple with a lemon peel, essentially. You know what I mean?
It tastes like how lemon pine sol smells.
Or a Meyer lemon. Could be a little bit like a Meyer lemon, too.
Yeah, no, not getting that.
No?
No.
I know that a Meyer lemon is a thing.
I've only had it because Steph made lemon curd one day and they were at the house and I'm like, I might as well give this a shot. I would say that this is something that anyone who's into any of the we'll call them higher end Vermont, New England IPAs would probably be down for this. It'd be something a little different from that, but I think they would be into it.
I concur. And I think if you compared this, if we were having this compared to some of those ones that we've had, like some of the Alchemist beers that we've had and stuff like that, I would go to this because I'd be like, this is the most favorite, the one I enjoy more than the other ones.
This is the top of the shit pile
to me, but it's just going down
on shit.
It's just going down a road that I'm not interested in. It's just a pile that like I'm not into.
So is it a big pile of nope, or is it
It's a solid nope. It's not a big pile of flaming nope that I'm just not going to, like the Beelzebub.
Yeah.
All right, it's not one of those. What's that?
I said yeah.
Yeah. It's just a straight nope for me. It's gonna be a taster.
Okay.
I'm not going to a pint because I look at it. I don't even want to. I will finish this.
If you don't want to, I will.
I will finish it, but I don't want any more.
Yeah. What do you think about this, Mark? I think everyone kind of knows what direction I'm going in. I can't decide whether or not this is something you're down with or not.
I'm kind of with Kevin. Like I have like a weird lingering, almost like a little bit like metallic flavor on my palate from it. That just I'll finish the tasting, but I don't want a glass. And
so you go with taster too?
Yeah.
Holy shit! I'm really surprised. I'm bottom on it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, again, I'm a lower level bottom. Like, I'm not taking two of these in a row because I do the building flavor. I understand metallic. I can kind of conceive of that.
Yeah.
For me, it's that lemon pith that builds. But when I take another sip, it doesn't build like I couldn't have a pint of it. So I mean, on a bad day, it'd be a pint. On a good day, it'd be a bomber. So I'm gonna give it.
I'm not saying it builds. I'm just saying that it.
It doesn't need to build. I just don't fucking like it.
I'm agreeing with Mark on that one. Like it doesn't build up and get more intense, or it just feels the constant same of it never went away at all. No, you gotta move one of the fingers back and forth a little bit. It works better.
Trying to clean this up a little. Do you want the other one?
I'll take it after we drink it.
So we're gonna crack into the last one now, which is
Save Us Imperial Stout.
Which is the crazy Imperial Stout, which has a little bit of everything. It's got cocoa nibs, chipotle, peanut butter, and sea salt, and it's a 15% ABV pint.
And they didn't fuck around and put it in one of those little cans. This is a 16-ounce can.
Yeah, no, this is legit, and I really like that they have the little next beer due thing, almost like you would like when you change your oil.
Dude, I bet those are stickers. Peel them. It looks like you peel them off.
Yes, they are.
That is cool. That is super fucking cool.
I think you should put one on your fridge.
I have to buy a new fridge.
Okay, so don't put that on your fridge. I'm gonna put one on the. There.
That's perfect. I might be able to help you with that. We'll talk later.
Yeah. So let's crack this open. I'm interested to see this.
Yeah, I was really excited for this one, and I was telling the guys earlier that when I was talking to Eric about which ones we wanted, I really meant to ask for they have a sour that has Oreos in it and some other shit. I meant to ask for that, but I forgot. Like, I fucked up and got the wrong one. This wasn't the wrong one. I didn't mean to get the Hellas. But I still think, in podcast-wise, it was better that we had a Hellas. Like, we had a more of a breadth of what they do.
Yeah, no,
but I love me some fucking Oreos.
Look at the head on that. That's nice.
That is nice.
And it's it's black.
Not light black. I was going to say, is it light black?
No, it's black. And it's got a
whoa!
Really
Look at
dark head. Dark head on that.
Like the bubbles on the head, it was like Technicolor going down. That was really cool. Oh, dude, straight peanut butter.
Peanut butter.
Peanut butter for days.
But like a really dark chocolate too. Like.
Yeah, it's like it smells like the dark chocolate Reese's peanut butter cups. That's the type of peanut butter I smell. Because I smell Reese's peanut butter, like a very precise, like not
a sweet peanut butter, not just like straight up ground nuts, like sweet peanut butter.
It's a little more roasty, I think.
Yeah, that might be the kind of arrangement.
Well, that's intriguing. The head, by the way, just annihilates itself. It just goes.
Yeah.
It just goes away.
Yeah, well, I'm sure that's a combination of the peanut butter and also the 15%.
Yeah, probably a little something involved there. Oh man. As it sits, the aroma gets boozy.
Yeah, this is interesting. I don't get the Chipotle.
I do. It's building. That's my
Okay.
third sip. It builds a little. I get
Gonna try and get the retro nasal thing going on a little bit.
a tiny hint of the sea salt in the
I
finish.
didn't realize that there was actually sea salt in it until I just looked at the can. I thought you were just being like, yeah, and they were like, fuck it. We'll
Lick your lips. As soon as you lick your lips, you get the sea salt.
Yeah. Yeah, no, like, we just finished the goes, we got 3 pounds of sea salt left. Stuff that bitch in. I get a little bit of sea salt in the finish. I think it also plays well with kind of the finish of the very light heat I get from the Chipotle.
It's a tiny bit of smokiness in there, too.
Yeah, I think it's probably from the
Yeah,
Chipotle.
well, yeah, it's definitely from the Chipotle, but
Yeah.
I like it. It's a nice little, like,
Yeah.
at the end.
Yeah.
little something, little
Yeah,
je ne sais quoi.
I'm starting to get a little warmth in the back there.
Yeah.
Of it. Not a ton, but
This is a happy beer.
yeah, this is.
You drink one of these things and you're like, I'm the fucking best.
Yeah.
I need
can
another
do
one of these
anything.
for tomorrow night.
No, this is definitely a chill out end of a shitty day beer.
Yeah, it's really, really good. I don't know. I don't know what to think about it. I mean, I like it. Don't get me wrong. I don't know how much. I'm trying to figure out, like, do I want to drink this as much as I think I do? Because you have 2 or 3 sips of a beer. I love this beer.
No, you don't want that
Yeah.
much volume in this beer, but you want the tulip glass that we poured it into.
You are talking to the guy who basically just eats family-sized packs of Oreos.
That's true. Hey,
Yeah.
by the way, they're on sale this week.
Oh, excellent. Yes.
Just let me know.
That's cool. Yeah, after I tell you I've been in the fucking diaper with heart palpitations. Hey, by the way, that thing you can't stop eating, they're on sale. Buy 2.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Helps, I think.
Yeah. I go to an early grave, Kevin's like, bonus!
You know how much
Yeah.
how many of those you got?
You see this house? His heart bought this house.
Are you going to get a custom coffin made in Guyana and shipped back to the United States that looks like a family pack of Oreos?
That'd be awesome. I heard about those.
I should.
Like that apparently like custom coffins are a huge thing.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's like, you want to be buried in a fucking parade float. That's like how I feel about it, you know? Like,
Well, I think it was,
Listen, if you're gonna spend eternity in a box, it better be a dope fucking box.
I guess.
pretty sure it was either Idiot Abroad or I forget the name of the show they gave him after
Oh, I know what you're talking about, yeah.
Ricky Gervais
Yeah.
and the other guy.
The Idiot Abroad was hysterical. They basically just kept sending him into war-torn countries.
Well, there was definitely a point where he went there as well, and he commissioned them to make him a Twix, 2-pack coffin for him and his girlfriend.
That's freaking awesome.
That's great. This beer is interesting. There's
Yeah.
a lot going on there. Between the peanut butter flavor, the definite chocolate flavor that cocoa in there. As I'm continuing to drink it, the warmth is kind of staying there and building up on the back of the palate, so it's interesting in that sense. It's got a little bit of that syrupiness, that little bit of oiliness in there that I think just if you add peanuts to something, you're never going to get rid of all the peanut oil. It's just going to be there.
Yeah.
It's really intriguing, and I think it'd be great with a fruit dessert because I want peanut butter and jelly. Now. That's what I want. That's the sensation that I want. I've got the peanut part now. Now I want that little bit of sweetness or a little bit of tartness to kind of cut it back a little bit. So maybe vanilla ice cream with some raspberries on it or something like that would be really great with this.
Maybe.
That's where I'm going, but that's because I'm a fat ass and I always want dessert as well. I don't know if I'm quite ready to give it a rating yet, but I'm still
I can.
okay.
I want to give it a growler. I do. But it's going to be a bomber because there's just no way that the rest of that growler would go to waste. I wouldn't end up drinking it fast enough for me to be able to warrant buying a growler of it.
But it'd be a great
Unless you
bomber
made
to share
waffles.
with people.
Yeah, I relegate in my mind at least because I don't make waffles with beer. I don't fucking make waffles at all. But if I were to make waffles using beer, it would be a beer that not that I didn't want to drink, but that I was like, I'm over drinking. I don't, you know what I mean? I'm not into it. So I wouldn't buy beer with the express purpose of putting it in a waffle.
Okay.
I also have a metric shit ton of beer at my house that I can instantly open and throw into a waffle at any given point. So I guess I don't really have to.
What are your thoughts on this one, Mark?
I really like it a lot, and I have to assume this falls into the pastry stout category, even though it's not like Cinnabunny or anything of that sort.
I feel like because they put Chipotle in there, that it takes it out of that category.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they added heat to it. You know what I mean? There's not too many people fucking around with heat in desserts. You know what I'm saying? Like, it happens. And I love it when it does, but...
But it is very good, but it's definitely, like, the pint is the maximum, just because it is big and it's heavy. I'm not going to want more than a glass.
Yeah, I'm thinking that it's going to be a pint for me as well. I think that's about the max that I could drink of this. It's an interesting one. It's one I might want to have available to me, but
having a 4-pack of it, I feel like the 4-pack would probably last at least 6 months. If you're one of those ones,
Yeah.
you grab it, you have it, you're like, oh shit, glad I did that. And then if you're one of those ones in the back of the fridge, you see the can, you go, oh fuck yeah, it's time for that again.
Yeah. Or it's one that I would like to share with people. I think in a setting like this where we could crack open the can and pour it 4 ways, like
Dissect it a little, yeah.
yeah, like I think it'd be great for that. It's interesting enough to just share with some people.
Yeah.
Similar time.
No,
It's next beer due time.
that's right. Yeah, for me, I think it's going to fall into that pint category. Like, I think that's where it needs to stay. I don't know. I couldn't drink more than that of this in a sitting.
Yeah, it's bowler beer. I'm into it.
Yeah. What I'm really surprised is how different all 3 of the beers are.
Yeah, I was looking at I want to touch on that too, because even when I was looking at the list to tell Eric kind of what we wanted, it was pretty crazy to me the breadth of what they do. I mean, it seems to me their bread and butter are IPAs, from what I can tell.
Okay.
As is every beer.
Yeah.
You gotta pay the bills, man.
But they have this Buongiorno Imperial Stout with almond, coffee, and vanilla. This biscotti stout is a perfect addition to your morning coffee. That type of stuff. There's another Imperial Stout here. They obviously do sours. They have a pizza, sour ale with watermelon, raspberry, blackberry, coconut, mint, and milk sugar.
What the?
Mark was all in until mint, especially with coconut.
No, I was confused because I thought I heard pizza.
The name of it is a pizza.
A pizza.
Yeah, a pizza, like one word. I don't know why. I can't answer the question. There's a whistling pizza on the label.
Like a slice or a pie?
A slice.
Okay.
Admittedly, they're from Virginia, so they have no idea what pizza is. So
Oh yeah, that's fact.
much like those heathens from Chicago, I have no idea that lasagna is not pizza.
That is not pizza, but it is fucking delicious.
It's a casserole.
I am into the pizza casserole. So they have one called Sidiots, a C with idiots, an imperial stout with bananas, macadamia nuts, cacao nibs, coconut, and vanilla.
I'm in.
That sounds badass.
I'm in.
I love macadamia nuts.
I'm in on that. I feel like that's the cousin to that's related to this guy that we just had.
Yeah, let me pull up the sour that Eric had told me about. That not that he told me about. He sent to me.
While he was there drinking.
Yeah, well, no. He sent me the list. I mean, I looked up the list they had at the time, but let me see here. It's called It's Okay, Baby. It was a 6% sour ale with mango, Oreos, pistachio, almonds, and milk sugar.
What?
Exactly. That's why I wanted to try it. 6% sour ale with mangoes, Oreos, pistachios, almonds, and milk sugar.
There's a lot going on there, but that sounds really interesting.
Yeah, I definitely fucked up not having that. Eric, if you drank that, tell me what that was like.
Yeah, we'd
tell
love
us
to
what it
hear
was
about
like, because that was
Or
pretty cool.
for some reason, anyone else has ever been down there and tried that one, let us know.
They had,
I'd love to hear.
they had another one here called Cocoa Maypalm, a 15% imperial stout with cocoa, maple, and vanilla.
Okay. I don't know why it makes it napalm, but that's great.
It burns.
On the way out.
And they're one of the few breweries I've seen that actually have a triple IPA. It's a legitimate triple IPA, and not just a double IPA. They're calling it triple IPA
Because it sells more.
well, yeah, well, it's 3 times as much. 13. It's the 13% triple IPA dry hop with Citra. So actually, I probably get behind that with that elevated alcohol level with the sweetness.
Speaking
Plus
of
one of my favorite hops, Citra.
Speaking of Citra,
Yes.
did you guys see the ad on TV recently that Labatt has like a Citra hop beer out now?
Really?
Yeah, I was really surprised that a couple. I think it's Labatt. I haven't checked. I saw it only once, but it was definitely a big brewery, and they were one of those ones that they're like, showing that, hey, look, we have a kind of crafty, cool, summer beer too thing going on.
Yeah.
And I really want to say it was Labatt, and that it was definitely pushing that. It's like, hey, it's a light lager with citron in there. You'll like it. And I'm like, actually, yeah, I would try. What the fuck not?
Yeah, you have to. You know what? For Glenn's birthday this year, I might break this out for his son's birthday in a couple weeks. I'm gonna buy all the different Yinglings that they have at Bellport,
Okay,
so that we can do like a Yingling tasting,
there you go.
and maybe we'll throw a phone on the table just really quick with Glenn and do like a quick 15-minute episode where Glenn tries all the Yinglings.
I really like the Yingling Black and Tans are
I
really
have-
good.
I haven't
never
had
had
any.
the Black and Tan.
What's that?
I've never had the Black and Tan.
I
I've had
like-
their Oktoberfest. I've had.
I didn't even know they made the Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
I wasn't even aware. I mean, it makes sense.
I mean, I found it in New Jersey one time.
Do they make like an official MAGA beer yet, or
a what now?
an official MAGA beer yet, or what?
Yeah, they're big supporters.
No, not that I'm
Yeah.
aware of.
All right. That Black and Tan, like I've more than once I've gone and been like, I'm buying the 6-pack of this or the 12-pack of this, and I'm drinking this, having like 3-4 of them in a sitting, and just like, I don't care, I'm drinking them. Like, there we go.
Yeah, we'll have to do that. I'll make that happen. I'll hook that up.
That sounds fun. I would do that.
I want to transition real quick, but I want to thank Eric for thinking of us and grabbing the beers and letting me
Eric.
pick.
Thank
I
you.
actually,
Supplying his beer for back-to-back episodes.
yes, exactly. That's true. Yeah, he was the barley wine guy. So what I want to transition to is, if you're a loyal fan, you'll remember on our social media that Mark's put together a wonderful compilation of me jumping up and out of a chair, like a billion times, brewing a beer with while we had Greg Kelly over my house and we all recorded a podcast together.
Right.
For our first home brewer spotlight, and still the only one working on that.
If you're interested, contact us. We'd love to hear from you.
Yes, I have 2 people that have already said to me why haven't I done the podcast yet? So we'll get one of them on.
Okay.
Logistics.
Yes. So that beer won something pretty cool. I'll let Mark tell everybody about it. He's the one that entered it, but it was our collaboration came together, and what did we win, Mark?
Well, basically, Justin, myself, and Greg Kelly conspired to rig the entire program competition.
Don't say that. You guys achieved greatness through your own hard work.
We
and
escaped. We escaped at the meeting last night. It was basically not a meeting, so it didn't get announced. No one knew.
Well, and also, the email that Wizard sent out recapping the non-meeting.
Yeah.
Every time I
the results of the program were the ones from March.
Well, no, it was all there.
No, February.
No, all 3 were there.
All 3 were there.
All 3 were there.
Okay.
But the
I was reading it and I got confused, and I was like, the hell Doppelbach? That was 2 months ago.
Yeah, no, that was the full
Anyway.
list.
So, what did you guys make again?
So Justin wrote out to Greg to get wort from Coney Island.
Right, I remember that. I remember
We
the
turned
event.
it into a beer de garde,
Gotcha.
and said beer de garde won the April LIBME Pro-Am. So that will also be brewed at Mustache Brewing Company, in addition to our Pale Doppelbock.
Excellent.
So we have
So you're taking over Mustache.
2 out of 3 shots of a beer going to GABF this year.
That is great odds.
Yes. And the cool part is, Mark and I won the first one together with the Pale Doppelbock.
Right.
Greg, with his English Porter,
That is
won the second one.
And that's a really good beer.
Yeah, that beer was fucking awesome.
That's the one that he brought to share with us, right?
Yes.
Yes, that was
That is-
fantastic.
that's
That
a
was
delicious-
Downtown Brown 4.0.
Yeah, that was phenomenal.
Yeah, I won't have sex with that beer.
Yeah. So and then the 3 of us collaboratively won the third. So
That's great.
all of us have a 2/3 chance, essentially, of going
That's
to
great.
JBF. And I've already, prepared my wife that if I have a beer at JBF, I'm going.
There you go.
So
And what is GABF again?
October, I think.
Oh,
That's what.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
okay.
Fall, summertime.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. And
That's awesome.
Well,
I really hope
we'll see what happens.
I really hope you guys get the chance to go.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty exciting overall. I mean, I would say that
Listen, you don't have to be much. Like
No,
that's
it
a
is.
fucking that's a homebrewer bucket list. Like fucking that's a beer maker's bucket list. Like
Yeah,
that's pretty fucking cool.
yeah, it's weird. I don't know how you feel about it, but it's very strange.
Yeah, I mean,
The processing is not working
No.
right now, but so that's happening. And then one other thing that I'll bring up is my annual trip to Philly was like a week and a half ago. And this time, rather than wandering around in circles, we planned the trip. So I made concerted efforts to go to different breweries.
Okay.
We went to Yards proper. Like I brought Yards beers back last time, like the ones with
That
the,
was way
the
back.
presidents.
Yeah,
that was
we drank those almost like 2 years ago.
Yeah. That was the episode we had
Right.
we had Cliff who
That was
knows something
the-
about history on.
Right. That was with the spruce beer. And,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So while I was there, I brought back beer. We'll do a little deep dive on them. 'Cause
Okay.
They actually package a lot of beer and like
Yeah.
locally distribute their beer, but they don't distribute they do distribute all over the place, including up here.
Okay.
But they don't not all of them.
Yeah. Limited distribution of key beers. Yeah.
Yeah, they had a beer called Pink PYNK, which
Okay.
was an interesting I think I'm pretty sure it's a kettle sour, definitely a kettle sour. That was beer. There was a brawler English mild
Interesting.
that was off the charts good. I was in love with it. It was like 3.6%. It's one of those
Love it.
beers you could literally just drink all day.
Yeah.
Um,
What is this? I just have a faucet of it in my house, and I just drink it.
I had they have 2 casks there. They have
Okay.
the beer engines.
Oh, the ones that have like pump.
Yeah. And they had their what they call their Washington Reserve, which is that Washington porter that we had,
Right.
aged in a bourbon barrel for like 18 months.
That's probably
And
awesome.
then aged in something else for a little bit. It was
That's probably
crazy
awesome.
good. And I have to tell you, we had a pretzel while we were there. They have food. They have a whole brew pub. I just missed it. The weekend before was their real ale festival. So we're gonna try to hit that next time. I'll explain to my wife what that was. And
Yeah.
she was like, "Oh, that's really cool. We should try to go to that."
tell her to Google the camera.
Yeah. Then she'll fall asleep. I actually, for the first time ever, legitimately took notes on every single beer I had while I was there.
Wow.
Well, not just Yards, but all the beers I drank the entire time I was there, I took notes on.
All right. Give us the highlights. Give us 1 or 2 more
Yeah.
that are really good.
So the other breweries I went to were Second Story, which is a pretty cool brew pub that is right around the Revolutionary War Museum. It's kind of over by the water. It's basically in the most touristy part of Philadelphia. It's a little expensive overall. The food was pretty good. But I was one of those ones where you're leaving, you're like, whoa, that was really all that was really that much.
Yeah.
The beer was all right.
Oh, you got the 10% tourist bump on there. Yeah.
Basically, and the food was good. The food was definitely better than the beer. The beer was okay. They had a triple that was pretty good. All their beers were good, but they were just a little off from what you would expect style-wise.
Right, okay.
So, but the good parts of the style, like the triple wasn't dry enough. It wasn't clean at the end.
Okay.
So it was a little sweet, which is kind of like, it's just not triple-like. So when you're like triples as much as I do, I was a little disappointed. They did have this lager, though, which is like their cornerstone, called the Fritzies Lager.
Fritzies?
Yeah, it had beautiful like toasty notes in it,
Okay.
and like that kind of just underlying sweetness for a that style of beer. That was really good. That was phenomenal. And the other cool thing they did on the menu is they told you the recipe number and the batch number of that recipe.
Interesting.
Fritzies was number 2, I believe, recipe wise, and they were on like their 40th batch of it or something. It was their cornerstone beer. It was interesting. I went to a place called Crime and Punishment, and no, it's not the beer that's like, melts your face.
Yeah.
That was in probably the shittiest part of Philadelphia that we went to,
What was it,
like
right
we've
across
ever
from
been to.
Yeah, right.
Over in that general direction.
Yeah.
We were over by the Philadelphia Art Museum,
Okay.
and we walked from there. And as we're walking, it was getting a little dicey.
You're watching it get each
Yeah.
block. You're like, do we need to keep going?
And then you turn the corner and you're like, well, that's a vegan restaurant. So this is where we start to gentrify things.
Yeah. You're like, oh, okay. So there's this. Oh, and look, there's an artisanal mayo place. We're
Basically,
safe.
yeah, that was exactly what happened. So you walk past the nondescript like hubcap shop,
Yeah.
and then there was a vegan restaurant. Exactly what happened. So we went in. The food there was really good. It was a lot of vegan food in the actual brewery itself.
Okay.
But they had a broad range of food,
Yeah, sure.
and the food was extremely good. The funniest part was there was a homeless dude
Okay.
who was throwing himself on the ground outside,
Yeah.
trying to get people to think he was falling. And I was informed by our waitress that happens all the time. and this one dude, she knew his name.
Yeah.
And he just wants he's trying
What's
to get
that?
someone to come outside and
That's
beg them
Steve.
for money, basically.
That's Steve. He does this all day.
But
Don't
he's
worry
like
about him.
launching himself at the ground. Like it doesn't look like he's falling. It looks like
It's not like a
he is
pratfall. It's like
throwing himself at the ground. It was a little disconcerting until I realized that that's just him. It's just gonna happen. While we were there,
did he ask you for chicken for his leg?
no. While we were there, we had something called Sudden Zest, which was like it was a kettle sour. That was essentially like a mimosa. It tasted just like a mimosa. Stuff was all over it.
Okay.
If she hadn't been like sweating her ass off walking the whole day, she probably would have had like 15 of them. Like it would have been a mess.
And she would have been on the floor.
Yeah,
you would have
pretty
dragged her home.
And the other great one from there was Gulag Uprising, which is a bourbon barrel aged beer.
One more time, what was that?
Gulag Uprising.
Gulag Uprising.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted to bring stuff back from there, and they actually had 750 ml bottles they would fill
Wow.
and capped,
Okay.
but they were out of their minds because they wanted $22, I think, to fill one of those, or $20 to fill one and cap it and send it home. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not into
That's
that.
a bit much, yeah.
And then of course we went to Monk's Cafe.
Of course.
Yeah, and everything there was as great as it usually is. But the Crooked Stave Persica, which was a funky sour from Crooked Stave, that was insane.
Recently, I got a chance. Rachel and I finally got a chance to go out on like a date night since the baby has been born.
I had seen the picture.
And we just kind of floated around Port Jeff, which is always fun. No thanks, I'm good. And we ended up at Virology just for a nightcap. And oh man,
Jesus, I
I forget what I had. I'm trying to remember. I want to go back and see what I had.
But excite the wife.
A little undercarriage, come on.
There you go. But it was really good. It was definitely one of those beers that I wouldn't normally find. That I was happy to have found something different on.
We were supposed to have a beer meeting there, but they hosed us.
Really?
Yeah.
What happened there?
I don't know exactly what happened. They shouldn't say they hosed us, but like very short notice, they let us know that they didn't have somebody to work. I mean, who knows? Somebody called in sick, something happened. You know, shit happens. But it was a little frustrating. But I hope to go there. I've heard the food is good, and I've heard that while the beers are maybe a little on the pricey side, they have a great selection.
Yeah, I did. I thought the beers were a little bit expensive, but you know what? It was one of those. We have a pretty good variety, and definitely stuff that you don't normally find at you would only find at a beer bar.
Yeah.
Scrolling back and trying.
While you're looking for that, we went to Water Zoe in Garden City.
Water Zoe?
Yeah, which is a very high-end like Belgian bistro restaurant, and they have probably the best selection of Belgian sour and lambic beer like outside of Monk's Cafe at a restaurant that I've encountered. Like the first two beers we got were a Rodenbach and a Rodenbach Grand Cru.
Nice.
Getting those side to side was so super cool.
Yeah.
So you drink the Rodenbach and you're like, oh yeah, that's pretty tart. It's very, very good. Then you drink the Grand Cru and you're like, whoa! And then you go back to the Rodenbach and you're like, I don't taste anything.
But like regular Rodenbach, it's just like easy drinking.
Yeah, it's an easy drinking sour, and then you hit
the
that
Grand Cru is like,
yeah,
I am going to contemplate all of the choices I've made in life.
For those of you that don't know,
I don't think I've had the Grand Cru.
The Grand Cru is 66% old lambic and 33% young lambic. I'm pretty sure that's the right ratio.
It's not lambic, but
oh, not lambic. Sorry. Wait. What is it then?
blended red.
No. But the blend. There's the blend. The blend. It says it right on the label. The blend says that the blend is lambic and
young.
Yeah. Oh no, it's young stock. No, it says young
yeah,
stock.
Right. It's
right.
young beer and old.
No, you're right.
Gotcha.
You're right. That was the other one. The other beer that we had before. But yeah, it's young stock versus old stock, and the older stock has this acidic quality,
right?
Where the younger stock doesn't, and it's basically reversed.
Yeah.
For the regular Rodenbach.
Okay.
So for the crazy people like me that like to basically drink salad dressing, the Rodenbach Grand Cru is like, oh, this is
the first time I bought a bottle of that and like I opened it, I was like, whoa. I still drank the whole thing, but I'm like, that was a long contemplative.
You were doing work on yourself there.
Yeah, they had the 11.2 ounce bottles, thankfully, so we weren't like
the Grand Cru. I've never seen that.
I had never seen it either.
I've only ever gotten the 750.
Yeah.
Well, you posted the pictures of that, like from like the menu and stuff like that, and I looked at that and I went, that is a place where all of a sudden, like if the three of us were there, we would sit there and be like, shit, we just spent a mortgage payment. Like, how the fuck did we? And we'd leave there and we'd be feeling great, but how the holy shit, we just spent like $1,000.
Like when we were at Monks in Philly, they were selling like lambics. They had a whole
Right.
list of them that they were like trying to push, and they were special ones that
Yeah.
literally you could only buy in the U.S. at Monks.
Right.
And I sent a text to Brian Bennett, and I'm like, do you need any of these? He's like, no, Greg, I'm good, thanks.
Right.
Probably has 4 of each.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm trying to leave here without spending like a couple car payments right now.
Yeah.
Like, thankfully, I was able to do that.
Yeah. The only thing that like it was a good thing that you were like that you walked there.
Oh yeah.
Like, because that's one of those ones that if I even parked nearby,
We go rent the zip car. I'll be right back.
So I found the post from my night out, and it was a Petrus Ode Brewing,
Oh, badass! That's one of Steph's favorite beers.
which is delicious. It's a brown ale that's kind of tart and not overpoweringly tart, but definitely like that you're getting a sour beer. And it's delicious.
Yeah,
Like,
Oberins are closely related to the Rodenbachs.
Yeah, I know it's kind of like I know they're in the same neck of the woods, but I had never had that one. I think I've only had like 1 or 2 Old Bruins ever.
Yeah,
And-
you don't see them nearly as often.
Yeah, and that's just something
Farmers.
like you just don't see that. Even at a pretty good beer bar, you may not see that beer. Like around here, I can think of maybe like 2 spots where I can find 2 other spots that I can find that at most.
No, yeah, you can get Petrus like in a bottle,
Right.
but it is never nearly as good as on tap. Like
Yeah.
I had that exact beer at Monk's the last time we were in Philly,
Yeah.
and it's phenomenal. And we came back and got bottles.
Yeah.
And
Not
it
the
was
same.
just not even wasn't
That's a
even close.
shame because like this beer was so good, and Rachel tried some of it, and she was like, "Okay, that's kind of interesting." She ended up getting like a peach cider that was really good too. But man, I fell in love with that beer. I could get behind this whole thing.
Yeah, it's badass.
Yeah, it was an interesting day because Justin and Stephanie were down drinking in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Amy and I spent like 3 hours in the Pet Shop Beer Project.
Right.
Yeah, we were all
You and Rachel went out drinking later later that day.
Yeah, we were able to get
There was so much social action going on.
I know it was pretty. That's pretty crazy. All 3 of us got out at the same day.
Yeah,
without our
we
kids.
managed to get I think my dad was babysitting or something like that, and we were like, all right, let's go.
That's awesome. All right, guys. Well, this has been a wonderful Thursday night edition of Beertastic Voyage.
Yeah,
This is how much we love you guys. We weren't able to record this episode in time to release it, and we all got together on Thursday. And in particular, Mark loves you because the moment we leave, he's going to fall over in his chair and just fall
No, I'm
asleep
going to
right
fall
there.
onto the floor out of
Yeah,
Yes.
and just fall right out and fall asleep. So, we love you
We
guys.
did it for you, Greg.
Yeah, for you, Greg. So
We
don't
did
miss
it
the
for
podcast.
you.
Yeah, fuck the war. Just kidding. We don't care. We love them too. It doesn't matter.
I don't even know that.
No, I don't know them. I don't know them at all.
I don't
We just
know
know that Greg likes to tell us that he likes them to make us feel bad.
All right. Well, consider me jealous. And that's all I got. Cheers, everybody.
I'm rubber and you're glue.
Cheers.
If you enjoyed Beertastic Voyage, please be sure to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, and don't forget to review and rate us. The guys can be found online at www.beertasticvoyage.com, on Facebook at www.facebook.com/beertasticvoyage, and Twitter and Instagram at Beertastic Show, or send them a good old-fashioned email at beertasticvoyage@gmail.com. Thanks for listening, and cheers for local beers.